But for most of you in this room, I don't need to explain that there is a relationship between corporations, research institutions, and the government. Most of us understand that. In fact, in the words of Sven Lindqvist, we already know too much, right? Our problem is we don't really know what to do with all this knowledge. And I'm here tonight to sort of pitch to you a short-term plan of action that the Hawaii Center for Food Safety is going to be spearheading across the state. We have just formed the state's first ever food-focused super PAC. And that super PAC is going to be getting involved in elections this summer so that we can elect leaders who can help us demand the kind of transparency that only the state can uniquely require of chemical corporations. How many of you have been at the legislature at all in the past couple years? Right? Not a very friendly environment right now. And part of that is because we lack the kind of allies that we need in elected office to help us carry the real terms of the debate forward, right? Again, accountability and transparency. And what a super PAC is going to allow us to do is get involved in the electoral process in a way that we can very strategically and targetedly participate in the electoral process in a way that doesn't take advantage of people's time. So what I want to ask from you guys today is that you give me 3 to 6 hours of your time this summer. And if you look in front of you, a lot of you will have these little flyers. And on the back is the contact information, where you can find out more information about the activities that we're going to be involved in. So just write that down, maybe leave the flyer. I'll pick it up and pass it on to folks who might not have a phone or a piece of paper with them. But you can find us on the website, on our website, on Facebook and Twitter. Our job is actually really simple. Hawaii provides us a lot of opportunity to engage in electoral politics because we have the lowest voter turnout in the nation. Less than 50% of Hawaii is actually registered to vote. And then less than 50% of registered voters vote. So what that means is that 25% of residents in Hawaii actually elect the leaders that make the vast majority of decisions that govern our food system. And policy has a really unique and important role to play in sort of building healthy, local, sustainable, and biodiverse food systems. And I think that's one of the things that this movement has told us, is that we really need the state to be an ally in our work. So if we increase voter turnout by even just the most marginal amount, we can have a really significant impact in who gets elected. One of our biggest opponents at the legislature, who I will leave unnamed, won her election by 50 votes. 50 votes. Those 50 votes stopped almost every effort to pass farm-to-school legislation. Something, I don't know anybody who's against getting locally grown food into schools. No, right? Every attempt to set food self-sufficiency goals for the state, something that's mandated within our state constitution. No, right? And every attempt to do some of the things that folks that are really interested in transparency around chemical corporations were trying to do, like the labeling of foods that have been genetically engineered. So if we can turn out 100 voters in her district, we can have a profound impact on the landscape of legislative decision-making that's happening at the state capitol. And Hawaii Island is vital in that process, right? You need leaders here that when they're at the state legislature, they are protecting your right and your county's authority to govern its own food system. Because no food policy that's made in Honolulu is going to accurately reflect the diversity of stakeholders that exist here.